Hey guys, Darren here. Welcome to Mayhem Country Living. Tom had asked me a question just recently about heirloom seeds. So you would think, well, there are two camps, heirloom seeds or hybrid, or hybrid or GMO seeds. My first thought is heirloom seeds are really good. What an heirloom seed is a seed that has been proven and has been around for 100+ years. I mean, basically that's it. Now, hybrid seeds. Hybrid seeds are seeds that in 50 or 60 years will be heirloom seeds. Kind of, sort of, roundabout. Do I do anything with heirloom seeds? Absolutely. I save a lot of them. Do I save any hybrid seeds? Absolutely, I sure do. The kick in the butt is with hybrid seeds. You got a mama, you got a daddy, mom and daddy, and you got the baby. Okay, let's do it this way. If you have the mama and the daddy, they're dedicated that they are who they are. Okay, and then you have the baby. The baby could be a mix of one or two. We're doing this is basic. We're doing, this could be mama or daddy. And it could have traits of both. Really good stuff like disease resistance or drought resistance or early growth or late harvest or early harvest, that kind of stuff. Heirloom seeds and hybrids. One is 50 years further along than the other. We're not talking about GMO or anything like that, because you will not come across GMO unless you are in a cornfield in Iowa and it is owned by Monsanto. And you're getting overflow blow. It's really uncommon to get GMO right now. Who knows? It may change completely. But heirloom seeds are pretty good stuff. Hybrids are pretty good stuff in certain lights. There is a condition that is called hybrid vigor. Hybrid vigor, and it allows the first generation of plants to grow with a little bit of the stuff from mom, a little bit of the stuff from dad, and be so good and resistant. And it works really well. If I was in a SHTF situation, I would plant hybrid, because there is that hybrid vigor. These plants grow very well. Now, how do you save seeds? I'm glad you asked. I'm going to show you. This, if you have watched any of my videos, this is a squash plant, crookneck squash, soft. My neighbor gave me. This is one of the bigger ones. These came in early. So this is an early fruit, but it came in big, so this is large and early. These are heirloom seeds. Now what I'm going to do, and what I have done, I'm going to let these seeds dry out, and then over the course of next year, I will plant these seeds again. Now, I can have these squash seeds, crook neck squash, nothing special about these guys. I can have them grow. You know, you plant them, they grow. You do the good things, they grow. Now, you're going to have some that start early, some that start late, some that fruit early, some that fruit late. You pick whichever ones you want. I'm going to start these early, and I'm going to look for ones that are resistant to wilt. How about that? These I want resistant to wilt. So the ones that don't have a lot of wilt on them, I'll take the seeds from these, replant them, and this takes a process. This is a developing situation. This goes over and over and over. So it is nothing different than what George Washington did, or had his people do, or you know, any of the other people did on their home sites. This is how you do it to ultimately end up with a heirloom. Although this could be starting out as a hybrid. This is how you do it. Now, I want to show you something else. These are heirloom seeds. These are I'll try to show you. These guys are heirloom seeds. These are, I'll show you. Anybody got a guess? That's okay. They're from the grape family, but they are not grapes. More to come. Okay guys, now we're back. These are muscadine seeds, and they are absolutely similar to grapes. These are actually wild, I guess, North American grapes. These are the white muscadines, and I have a great deal of seeds. We had them on our other property. We have some here on the new property, but these guys here at the new place haven't been trained. Training is a whole different thing. It's like training a dog to sit, stay, come, heel, you know, do that kind of stuff. You do that with seeds as well. These seeds, though, are not hybrid seeds. These seeds have been around for, I don't know, forever. They were at the old place when we got the old place, and there were probably 20 years there when we got the old place. So, you know, I'm going to say these seeds come from the parent root, 60, 70 years old. So these are definitely not hybrid, but if these seeds were a hybrid type from a purple muscadine and a white muscadine that had the attributes, let's say, just making up stuff, the purple one was resistant to wilt, okay, then the other one bore fruit early or was resistant to lower temperatures, something like that, you know, then you breed these two together and you get a little bit of each of these guys. And I'm oversimplifying it, and I know a lot of guys are going to say, oh, that's not quite true. Well guys, somebody asked me a question, I'm answering it as best as I can on a video. Bear in mind that I took biology in 2010. It was college, but you know, so give me a break. But that is it. Honest to goodness, heirloom stuff is really cool, and you can get some really good stuff from the heirloom seeds. Hybrid seeds are really good because you get that dang hybrid vigor. And if you kept doing it for 5 or 6 generations, if you kept breeding peppers the same way over and over, early, disease resistant, big peppers, you know, something like that, you would end up eventually having heirloom seeds. A lot of people don't want to tell you that, but that's just the way it is. Would I use hybrid seeds? Yes, you're damn right I would. Absolutely. If something should happen and I needed to feed my family, and I could put in hybrid seeds to beans or something like that to help take care of my family. Sometimes you have to take your priorities and what you consider morally sound. Sometimes you got to take that stuff and you got to put it in your back pocket. I'm not saying you got to throw it away. I said you have to put it in your back pocket and you got to let it sit. Because what is more important? Putting those seeds in the ground to feed your family, your kids and your grandkids, or staying on your high horse and starving or watching your kids starve. Sometimes you have to make choices. Hybrid seeds versus heirloom seeds. I love me some heirloom seeds. I love those. I love the Cherokee purple tomatoes. I love the German tomatoes, which are as big as the Cherokee purple, but they're yellow, red-ish, and kind of stripy looking. And the hooch hates them. She absolutely despises them. She wants her tomatoes red and pretty so she can can them. And got no problem with it. I understand that completely. Is there a place for heirloom seeds? Absolutely. Good stuff. These are time tested. Is there a place for hybrids? You're damn right there are. Again, it goes back. You want to talk to me about heirloom seeds 50 years ago? You know. Now, today, the heirloom seeds were the hybrid seeds 50 years ago, 75 years ago, 100 years ago. So would I plant them? Do I plant them? Absolutely. Yes, sir. I sure do. Amen. Hallelujah. These things are good. GMO? Ooh, kind of tough. I have never been exposed to any GMO seeds because it's really actually hard to be exposed to them. Unless you live next to a Monsanto plant who does the experimental planting next door and the wind blows. You know, I really have not been exposed to it that much. Not saying I couldn't have been, but I just don't think so. I worry about what I have. I have enough to worry about. Hybrid seeds. And I used to be a purist. I was just like, oh no, you can't plant that crap. That is the devil. It's a bunch of crap. Tell me about your morals when your kids are hungry. Yeah, that's what I thought. Hybrids are okay. Heirlooms are really good in certain aspects. You know, let's, for example, again, wilt in tomatoes. You can, you know, work out and make ones that are disease resistant. That's really good stuff. It really is. But I think to be well grounded, pun intended, you should have some of each. And please don't think that since you have bought that seed vault and stuck it in your closet or whatever, that you can pull it out and plant a food forest, because it just don't work that way, guys. It just don't. I've been planting and growing since I've been 5 years old. I'm 52. I have found more ways to fail than you would believe. There's so much to learn, but there's plenty of time. I'm not saying this to dissuade anybody. There's plenty of time to learn. Hybrid, heirloom, doesn't matter. Take some seeds, plant them in the ground. See what grows. I had a neighbor, my son and I, and he probably won't remember. He'll probably never remember. Cody, he's my stepson, but he's my son. And we were poor, broke, and hungry, and I was trying to give him a little bit more responsibility, just a little bit extra to push him. And so we did a garden. I said, I want us to grow as much food as we can in a 10 by 10 area. At that time, I had no idea that it was a thing. It was just something that I wanted to do with my son and to give him some responsibility. And so he was excited about it. He was involved. He was vested in it. And so he began planting the seeds and checking them and watering and feeding them and weeding. And he was invested in that 10 by 10 area. And my neighbor came over one day and he was saying, oh, that looks kind of good. He said, but this is this and this is this, and it looked kind of raggedy, really. And I said, really? And he said, yeah, it does. I said, I tell you what, I said, I'm not growing a garden here. I'm growing a man. I said, I don't care if we ever have vegetables. I'm not raising a garden. I'm not raising vegetables. I'm raising a man. And he was just like kind of, you know, one of them uppity people that go to church, you know, 9 days a week. Yeah. And he was like, oh, well, like, dude, I'm raising a man. I'm not raising a garden. And I've thought about having a sign made that I'm not raising a garden, I'm raising men, put on the end of my driveway, because people come by all the time and they look and say, oh, look at all those plants that you have, and they have no idea that my grandsons and my wife and my son and we go out, and you know, the youngest person that I have helping me is 2 years old. Heirloom seeds, hybrid seeds, doesn't really matter as long as whatever you plant grows. Whatever you plant grows. Take care of you people.